So hello and welcome back guys to another live trade recap. So today we're going to be doing the trade recap that I've taken on yesterday, 27th April 2026. It was a Monday, and so as you can see yesterday there was technically no red folder news. There was AOD and NZT bank holiday, but that doesn't concern Nasdaq. So overall market outlook 27 April there was a 4 hour gap below. So my initial thought, this is the pre-market, so initial before 9:30 my initial thought process was something like this, that we can initially come and manipulate this low, initially take the 4 hour high, and you can go and put a new all-time high. This was my initial thought process. Or second outcome could have been, if we broke through this 30-minute, we could just continue like this also. And third outcome should have been, if it broke here, then we could continue down to the unmitigated new day opening gap which is present below. Okay, so that was my overall thought process. Now going on to the 9:50 macro open. If you see, this is the 9:30 am open. It went and swept inside the 15-minute fair value gap. This 15-minute is written, this is the 15-minute fair value gap. I'm not marked the overall gap, as it will be very like weird in the screen with everything present there. Okay, so then we start rejecting the first presented fair value gap, and we eventually go down to sweep the 1 hour consequent encroachment, and also we break through the 4 hour gap. Okay, here we respect the 1 hour consequent encroachment and we get a sharp return. Okay, as you can see here, we break a little bit, we come down, then we get a quick V return, and here I take my entry there because of this was the overall thought process of yesterday. Okay, and we did also have an IFBG, and so I'll just show the session recording as well. So if you see here, the market opened, we start dumping to the downside. Yes, as we can see, we start dumping to the downside, then we get a sharp move to the upside with the IFBG, and also we had past start time, if you can see, 9:54, and we got also a change the state of delivery. Then I take my entry there. If you can see here, change the state of delivery, we got a nice displacement candle, change the state of delivery plus IFBG. Then I take my entry at that time. You can see here. So I taken the trade in the Lucid account, and it directly went and stopped me out. Yeah, so yesterday's trade is very unexpected. I don't know how that happened. As you can see here, this was the trade I had taken. Then quickly it didn't stop me quickly, but it just gradually went and stopped me out here. So initially I thought that we can reject the 1 hour gap and we could still continue to the upside, but that didn't happen at all. Like, yeah, this is a perfect setup in my opinion, but right now, as of the word, the markets are behaving a bit weird. So yeah, that was yesterday's trade. Today also I have taken a trade. I will just cover the trade in this video only. So I think so I should do it. Yeah, I think so I'll cover it in this video only, because otherwise it will be too short. But yeah, this is the most simple execution in my opinion. Trade did go and hit my take profit after a little while. See here, if I could have should have put my stop loss here, maybe it would not been stopped out. But yeah, because this is too long of a stop loss, 90 handles. That is too much. Okay, so as you can see, it did eventually go and kept my TP take profit, but it took like what, six, how many hours, 11 to 15, so 6 to 7 hours, like as you can see. So yeah, that was the first trade. Now let's just jump into the second trade that I've taken today just now. Okay, so yeah, going into the day, I have already uploaded my bias here. We have already been dumping for today, so unless 1 hour, see, now today's thought process was something like this: until and unless this 1 hour gets broken to the upside, my bias is completely bearish, because we have already been dumping. And if you have followed the Nasdaq for a at least this year, you know that very rarely does it happen that in a pre-market dumps so much, and the after the market open it dumps like it very like 1 or 2 days it has happened, something like that. Most of the days it just continues or just travels to the sideways. So my initial thought process was we can continue to the downside and eventually take out all the sell side liquidity and continue to the downside. This is the first scenario. Second case scenario was if it breaks to the upside, then we could continue to the upside, or if we start rejecting this 1 hour gap, we could eventually take a continuation sell to the downside, and eventually that only happened. So if you see here, let me just replay this part. Yeah. So as you can see here, this is what 9:41 or the macro has not opened. Macro opens here 9:50 to 9:50, and we have a nice SMT to the downside. If you see here, a nice SMT, a valid SMT at form, then we gotta change the state of delivery. Now, as I was maybe contemplating whether to consider this CSD, because we have already, like, this could be entire, this move could have been the fake move. Okay, we should do something like this fake out, then we could continue to the downside. I thought that was the entire thought process of today, and exactly that happened. It just stopped me out break even and it just dumped to the downside. So yeah, this was the overall trade. I don't think so. Like if you are trading this max, like 100%, you if you have not taken this trade, I don't know, like it is a bit weird, because technically first thing we should notice is to have a point of validation and a point of invalidation. What that means is, I'll just talk about it for 2 minutes. So point of validation would be, if you want to trade to the upside, this 1 hour should break. Then we could continue to upside. That would have been validation. Now invalidation would be, if this 1 hour starts rejecting, then we could continue to the downside. That would have been the invalidation. So it happened what invalidation happened. We didn't validate the 1 hour gap and we started continuing to the downside, and we change the state of delivery, and also we have a SMT present. So yeah, after that, I'd taken the trade. It came here, which stopped me out at break even partial. I'd taken the partial here, and I'll just show the session recording as well. So yeah, let me pull it up. So, so this is the session recording. As you can see, I'm waiting here. This is a fake move. We continue to the upside. We start rejecting the 1 hour gap. And then we form an SMT here. We formed an SMT here. Then I'm waiting for the change the state of delivery to happen when I can take my entry here. Change the state of delivery as this happened. Take the trade here. Stop loss goes above this high, and yeah. But this candle came till here. Okay, so that's why I put my stop loss to here. See here, this candle comes to here. So once this candles becomes so high, then initially, like, I could have put my stop loss to here, but yeah, 30 handles is a perfect stop loss for me. So I put my stop loss there. This is my break even point, and also partial after this 15 minute got ran through. So it technically just swept me out and eventually went and stopped me out at break even. So yeah, I taken partial here, and then I started journaling the trade, and yeah, it just went and eventually it just kept going to the downside. Technically, if I would have put my stop loss here, eventually I think so today I would have, like, this trade would have hit nicely. But yeah, I followed my rules. I followed whatever I traded. So actually, if this would have been the scenario. So see here, it technically, yeah, it technically did take this everything. So this would should have been the entire trade, but the stop loss is a little too big for my setup. Okay, my setup is macro, so 10 like 20 minutes, like the last 10 minutes of an hour and first 10 minutes of an hour. Okay, so I need to capture like 50 to 60 handles and just close the setup. So yeah, I didn't target for much. Technically, this would have been the entire setup, and so yeah, I don't think so. Today there was any form of bullish setup, and because this 1 hour is the main point of invalidation. If this 1 hour gets disrespected, then we could continue to the upside. But if 1 hour starts holding, then definitely we will continue to the downside. Like this is the main basis of ICT concept. Okay, I don't think so. There was any long opportunity today. We did get CSD, but yeah, this doesn't make any sense. Okay, so yeah, that's it for this video. This is a nice setup. Thank you so much guys for watching. Bye bye. Take care. I covered two trades. So yeah, peace out.